Thank you. First of all, I hope you are having a wonderful time at the 2010 International Convention here in Nashville. Happy 4th of July to everyone. I want to start by thanking you for everything that you have done for me and the opportunity to speak with you today. I really appreciate knowing that I have a second family among all the Moose members here and even those that are not here. It is an amazing feeling knowing that I have more than 1 million members rooting for me to succeed in life. 4 years, 9 months, and 8 days can seem like a long time. However, for me, that time was the most life-changing experience of my life. Those 4+ years helped me to shape me into the young woman I am today. Those 4 years helped me to change the future of my family. Those 4 years were all thanks to every single person sitting in this room today. There is never a dull moment, and I am forever grateful for the opportunity that I had to live those 4 years, 9 months, and 8 days at Mooseheart. Prior to my time at Mooseheart, I lived with my grandparents much of the time. My father was in and out of my mother's life and was not able to commit to fatherhood. He was not able to accept the responsibility of raising a daughter, and although I will never understand why, abandoned my mother and me shortly before I turned 1. My mom tried to raise me the best she knew how, but usually left me with my grandparents because of hard times. Not because she did not want me, but because she never seemed to have enough money to take care of me. Even when I did live with her, she was always out working or with her friends, leaving me at home by myself. For my best interests, at the age of 7, I began living full-time with my grandparents. By the age of 11, I knew how to cook for myself, do my laundry, and self-guide my homework and school studies. During those 6 years, I learned the old traditions based on how my grandparents were raised. It was never easy, but it was always fun because we traveled all over. They were generous enough to take me on trips where I could experience different cultures and traditions. I loved every moment, but as they grew older, so did I. Things started to change as I became a tween. Not quite a teenager, but with all the attitude and answers of a teenager. I'm sure you all have experience with that. I started to be a little more rebellious, and my grandmother tried her best to straighten me out, but I wanted nothing to do with obeying rules and doing what was right. We would argue quite a bit. Moreover, even though my behavior was having a detrimental effect on her health, I would push it to the limit just to see what I could get away with. My situation at school was not helping at all either. In the public middle school, there were a number of gangs trying to recruit kids. Fights were everywhere, and some of my friends were in a gang. Before I could get caught up in the violence, my grandparents knew that the best place for me was Mooseheart. Having been members of Medina Valley, Texas Lodge, number 2196 for years, they knew what I was going into and knew it would help me to grow as an individual in a safe, secure, and nurturing community. So off I went to a place over 1,000 miles away from my family. At first I was angry and upset that I had to go to Mooseheart. I did not understand why I had to be so far away from all my family and friends. To me, my life was perfectly fine where I was. I arrived at Mooseheart in August of 2005 and moved into the Oregon home with 9 other girls that I later found out were just like me. At first, I would not talk to anyone because I was so angry about being there. But the other girls were taking it in stride and having fun because they understood their guardians chose Mooseheart out of love. So I put on a smile and I joined in. Before I knew it, the anger was gone, and being a kid at the Child City was fun. Within the first few months, I was playing volleyball, preparing for the winter snow and cold, and learning many new skills. No more did I have to worry about if someone was going to get jumped right in front of me. No more did I have to worry about whether or not I was going to succeed in school. I was now excited about going to school and looked forward to every day, knowing that I would not be interrupted by my fear of getting caught in the middle of a fight. As I entered high school, I was enjoying my time even more, and now had something else to be involved in, the ROTC program. At first, I was a bit nervous about starting the ROTC program. I thought it was going to be physically demanding with lots of push-ups, sit-ups, and running. But with Jacob Sergeant Stryker in my class, I knew I would be okay, as I could muster a dozen more push-ups than he could, and in the time I knew him, I never once saw him do a sit-up, unless, of course, food was involved. It turned out to be a lot of fun, and I learned more about self-discipline, honor, courage, and military bearing than I thought possible. I became involved with the color guard and participated in that for 3 years. I even had the chance to go to basic leadership training at the U.S. Naval Base in Chicago for a week. That was a wake-up call to what people who join the military go through, and the instructors pushed me to excel beyond what I thought my limits were. Being involved in the ROTC program provided me an opportunity to see service to my country in a whole new light, and I really felt like I was supporting the right to freedom. And because of this positive experience, I may choose one day to join the armed forces and defend freedom here or abroad. I enjoyed ROTC, but if you ask me the one opportunity I loved most, it would be my work experience with the younger children through the summer recreation program. Having grown up in the country, I had a love for spending time outside, camping, fishing, hiking, swimming. Plus, I had a heart for working with kids. I love knowing that I am helping them learn and grow. When the leader and training position came open my first summer, I realized the time was now to do this. We've always been told, find something you love to do and give your best. When you do what you love, giving your best is easy and fun. From making a slip and slide to putting handprints on the wall in arts and crafts, from organizing a game of kickball to sitting down under a shade tree and reading a story, it was a blast. I was also able to become a certified lifeguard and taught some of the younger kids how to swim. When I first started working with the kids, I was a little bit nervous because I knew I was one of the youngest workers and would have to give direction to some students that were older than I was. After my first week with the high school group, I was put at ease. I had so much fun, and the high school girls really taught me a lot. My junior year, I had the pleasure of being the Camp Ross student intern. Going to camp every week was like a dream come true. Even though we repeated some of the activities every week, I was never bored. Being able to teach kids how to put a worm on a hook, how to canoe, or how to set up a campsite and build a fire, it was a thrill. The best part of it was when we got to camp out. After dinner, we would head out near the lake and set up our campsite. Once it got dark enough, we would play night games like kick the can or sardines. After a while, we would pull out the sleeping bags, spread them over cots, and just stare at the stars. It was so relaxing and fun, just enjoying being with everyone, and all the kids appreciate the Moose Legion for making Camp Ross possible. The one program that I believe has influenced my career choice more than any other at Mooseheart was the vocational training. Mooseheart offers, in addition to a strong academic curriculum, an opportunity to experience vocational training. I started my sophomore year in high school in the business vocation. Even though I enjoyed learning how to run a business, perform computer applications, and begin to understand the basic principles of accounting, I knew it was not for me. I had an interest in the medical field. And so by my senior year, I signed up to take Exploring Medical Careers. While it may sound like a class where all you do is learn about different medical careers, let me tell you, it was so much more than that. We learned about human anatomy, medical terminology, hospital bedside manners, and CPR and first aid certification. The first semester included 2 days a week in a classroom setting involving topics, discussions, and lectures. The other 3 days were filled with valuable experience at the local hospital, shadowing a nurse or doctor in each unit. It was amazing to learn some of the inner workings of a large suburban hospital. One area I assisted in was taking of vital signs alongside nurses as they completed their rounds. One unit that made a significant impression on me was the IV therapy unit. This unit travels throughout the hospital and handles all the ports and IVs. While I was with the nurse one day making rounds, we came to assist one of the cancer patients. This patient was starting a new round of chemotherapy and needed a new IV put in. Now, if any of you had cancer and have gone through chemotherapy, then you may know that chemo makes your veins very small and tough to penetrate because of all the chemicals. Well, this patient was the sweetest person I had ever met. She asked me to hold her hand while the nurse put in the new IV. It brought tears to my eyes, hearing her wince in pain, and feeling her squeeze my hand like her life depended on it. I never had to go through something like that, and my heart goes out to those who have and are currently undergoing chemotherapy. For a second semester, I chose to travel to Aurora University to shadow their athletic trainer. Being in that setting confirmed to me that sports medicine was going to be my course of study in college. The variety of work, combination of medical disciplines, opportunities to travel, and close association with competitive sports makes this an exciting career path for me. During this class, I also had the opportunity to visit a cadaver lab at Northern Illinois University. It was really quite an experience. After getting over the horrible smell of formaldehyde, I really enjoyed it. Being able to see different areas of the body and being able to touch them and dig around inside the body was something else. I was even able to hold a brain. I will always remember it and keep it close to me. The experience, that is, not the brain. Besides my grandfather, I will be one of the first in my family to attend college. I am proud to tell you that I earned the full $36,000 Texas Moose Association scholarship, and I will be attending the University of Texas in San Antonio to study sports medicine. This is a 4-year degree, and after I graduate, I will look for work at a school or with a sports team. Who knows, maybe you'll see me on TV helping a pro athlete on the sidelines. As I end my time here, I ask one thing of you. Keep supporting Mooseheart and Moosehaven. You have made a difference in my life, and I guarantee you are making an incredible difference in the lives of the Mooseheart children. Upon turning 21, I will join the Women of the Moose and give to Mooseheart and Moosehaven just like y'all gave to me. There's nothing better than knowing that guardian angels are looking out for you. I know from personal experience on that one. The time is now for me to reach my full potential, to make good on all your hard work, to achieve greater heights and spread far and wide the good deeds of the Moose fraternity. The time is now for you to take on a new adventure, to live life to the fullest, to visit Mooseheart and Moosehaven, and spend more time with your children and grandchildren. The time is now for us to celebrate life and rekindle that passion to change our lives, our community, our country, and our world. I appreciate your love, your attention, and your commitment to children in need. God bless, and thank you.